from Lake Tahoe. This is your host, Sammy Custingway. Well, not your host, I'm your teacher. Let's see, this is the 25th. We got about a week before class starts and wanted to make a quick introductory video to Violent Earth, the class, 148. Behind me, geologically, is Tahoe, Lake Tahoe, that is actually a fault-bounded lake up in the Sierra Nevada batholith. That batholith is made of granite, so if you've ever been here, you've probably been around the lake and looked at granite rocks and things like this. But right here, I believe a fault is bounding this metamorphic rock that is probably the surrounding rock that was in California, or in this part of the crust, before the magma making up the ancient volcanic range that was here intruded the crust, and then that magma chamber sat there and froze, becoming the local granites. That's an introduction to the class, all right? Well, not necessarily an introduction to overall concepts or violence, but that's just kind of the overall pace of the class. I want to explore a lot with you. We have a whole trajectory from week 1 to week 10 to talk about some of the most violent things that have happened in Earth's history and Earth's past. And this is not part of that violence, but this is part of the everyday processes of the Earth. So the first little bit of the class, we'll spend some time going through those general processes, so you know kind of envision what I mean when I say faults or intrusions, or maybe the different rock types. And there's plenty of references that are out there that you can look that kind of stuff up. I've posted quite a few in the week 1 materials. But really, that's not the point of the class. The point of the class is to see all the catastrophic violence that has occurred over and through history. But it's important to have that background. And then toward the beginning of the class, we're going through those basics, and then through the class, we'll be picking up more and more details, geologic details, as we look at these really big, catastrophic, violent type events that have occurred here on Earth. But I don't know about you, but you're not going to see this probably for a week. But right now, I'm already pretty jazzed to get back into fall term, fall semester of the new school year. Maybe you took summer off. Maybe you're a returning student. I don't know. But welcome to my class. I'm really excited again this term. I'm always pretty excited about geology, and I'm really excited about the trajectory that we take together in this class. And I think that looking through the syllabus, you'll be able to kind of see that trajectory. And I feel that it is, us as citizens of the Earth, it is our duty to know much more about the processes of the Earth than we actually do. And this is most people globally and worldwide. We have this science that I'm part of, this science called geology, and generally it's pretty small science. And there's a lot of biologists, there's a lot of people who know about animals, there's a lot of people who know about trees, and biologists and ecology, and even chemistry and physics. And geology is pretty big science. It's really, really important. There is a lot of us. I don't mean to undersell that. But generally, the population generally, when we go out into nature and you go to a visitor center or something, you're usually told about the ecology, which is very, very important. I love the ecology here. I've been down to the visitor center down here learning on my own. But the static Earth is something that's not often in the forefront of our mind. And this is so important, especially at this place we are at today in the Anthropocene. This is a word, a time period actually, that we'll be talking about a lot in the class, which is anthro, human, and the Pocene, or usually is in reference to a division of time. Right now, if you look behind me, just 100 years ago, which is, a very small fraction of the 4.6 billion years of Earth history, or just a couple thousands of years of the history of this area looking about like this looks tremendously different than it did 100 years ago, 10,000 years ago, obviously. And we have changed our landscapes a little bit too fast in some cases, and we've done things without knowing. Like, for instance, Lake Tahoe, the clarity of Lake Tahoe, I think the statistic I read is losing a foot of clarity per year, as all the phosphorus and nitrogen from fertilizers of the local communities and casinos that were started to be built here back in probably 1950s going into the lake causing algal blooms, which is dirtying, actually dirtying the life, in this case is dirtying the water. And remember that's something we'll see during one of our violent events, how algae can actually be violent. So this is why I love this class. This is why I love geosciences. To me, I'm very much a rock nerd, don't get me wrong, but I'm very much just an earth habitant, right? I love the earth, I respect the earth, and I spend almost every waking second of my life in some way relating what I'm doing back to the earth, right? My children and my children's future, you, and teaching you the details of this earth science, as well as the trajectory that we're on here together in the Anthropocene, and then doing things like this, right? I've been a couple hours out hiking. I'm getting ready to go to a conference down at Fallen Leaf Lake down here, Patagonia Tools for Grassroots Activist Conference, convention. I guess it'd be pretty fun. And I consider myself an earth warrior as well. The earth and ecosystems and our relationship to it are very important to me. Okay, but generally, welcome to the Violent Earth class. Welcome to me. If maybe you've taken one of my classes live before in the past from TVCC, heck, maybe not. But this is how it's going to roll. We're going to do a lot of stuff on video. I have a lot of pre-recorded material. I'll do some of this on the fly type of stuff when I can. This is the only thing that I'm teaching this term, so you're my only students this fall, and got a lot of different life going on, but this is one of my favorite things to do, is to convey geosciences and earth system sciences to you good folks, right? All right, anyway, I better get down off this mountain and get to my conference. See you later.